right, are we live? All right, let me check on things before we start. We have excellent connection. While I'm checking everything out, let me show this. Big shout out, appreciation to Broster B and Merc Flip. Hopefully, I'm saying that right. Top chatters on last episode 72. I appreciate you guys for making the last episode awesome with the chatting and stuff. So you guys are the top chatters for the last live stream. So thank you so much. So we're going to give it a few, and then we are just going to start. All right, so let's get right into it. All right, welcome back, guys, to episode 73 of the server room. You saw the title. It's all about creating a bootable Windows 11 USB drive. So let's get right into it. So, why create a Windows 11 USB drive? I think it's like a backup plan. And the reason why you need to create one is in case your current operating system goes corrupt, you have a flash drive that you could just boot into, reinstall the operating system. If you get a virus, malware, your USB will save you. If you have a backup of your laptop or PC, you could restore from your backup. That's a good plan as well. If you're having any issues with an update or drivers to the point that you cannot fix it, the flash drive, you stick it in, boot into the flash drive, reinstall the operating system. Plus, on top of that, let me share my screen real quick. October 14th, 2025, which we have almost a year and a half or so, right? Windows 10 end of life. I recently got harassed by Microsoft to update to Windows 11. I was like, no, 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 no. I'm pretty happy with my Windows 10 at the point. A lot of people don't want to upgrade to Windows 11 because it just causes a lot of problems. A couple of problems that I know that will cause um, for a lot of people would be, playing video games, drivers, stuff like that. All right, give me 1 sec. Let me check. Yeah. So Windows 11, even though it's a good operating system, a lot of people don't like using it because it causes problems. So we all will stay with what is working properly. Windows 10. Even Windows, when we moved to Windows 10, a lot of people didn't like Windows 10. They wanted to stay with Windows 7. Then Windows 10 became like the best operating system when Windows 11 came out. So creating a bootable drive is the way to go. Microsoft actually gives you a website. I will provide this link at the bottom. It's super easy. You just type in Windows 11 Assistant, installation assistant, or create a Windows 11 installation, and it should take you here. Hopefully you click on the right link and it takes you here. I will provide the link later on to you guys. But here you're able to download the installation assistant. This right here, if you have Windows 10 and you want to upgrade to Windows 11, this will actually help you out. Once you download this, we're not going to do this part right here, but when you download it, it's going to scan your machine, make sure the hardware, TPM, boot secure, all that stuff is enabled. Your processor is, uh, you know, legit and ready to install Windows 11, and it tells you whether or not you can upgrade. This is the way to go. For this video, we are going to create Windows 11 installation media, and we're going to download the Windows 11 disk image. Those are two ways. With the disk image, you're going to use a flash drive as well as the create the Windows 11 installation media. I already downloaded the image file and the exe file to create the tool. We're going to need a flash drive. Core requirement for a flash drive is 8 gigs. Because flash drives are super cheap, you could get one, real cheap. I got this one is 16 gigs, and this is the Kingston DTSE9, 16 gigs. So I got this real cheap. Flash drives are super cheap. And if you're a techie, most likely you have flash drives with like Linux operating system, Windows operating system. So flash drives are awesome when you have different operating systems. So click on download for Windows 11 installation media. I already downloaded everything behind the scenes. And if we go into the downloads folder, okay. So like I said before, I already downloaded everything that I needed before I started the live stream. This is the media tool, media creation tool. Rufus, you need a copy of that. I already downloaded. And the Windows 11 2023H2 image file. Now, this image file, I actually got it at that website that we were just in, right? So I got it here. Just select your download, Windows 11. You click on download. It's going to want you to select your language, pick your language, and then you download it, and then you're good to go. So we're going to close this up real quick. Actually, for Rufus, just type in Rufus. Make sure you're getting the latest and greatest Rufus. Make sure you're going to the correct website because there are third-party websites that actually advertise Rufus. So just make sure the website is legit, right? You don't want to download the wrong file and catch a virus on your machine. So we are going to zoom in real quick. We're going to do the creation tool. So I'm going to right click on it and I am going to select, once it loads up, come on, right click. There you go. We're going to do run as an administrator. And you really don't need to do this on a Windows 11 environment. Got the user account control. You could do this in a Windows 10 environment. For this example, I'm doing everything within a Windows 11, but it doesn't really matter if you have a Windows 10 and you're getting your flash drive ready for Windows 11. You could download this media creation tool within your Windows 10 box and just run it and then do your thing. So let me zoom out. This is what we're going to get. It's getting a few things ready. What I'm going to do is take the flash drive and plug it in. Now, because I'm running VMware Workstation, I am going to get this prompt, connect to the host. I don't want that. Connect to the virtual machine. Yes. For this entire episode, I'm using two virtual machines, my DC and my PC01. Doesn't matter if you are part of a domain or whatever. It's just, this is my small little lab and I'm testing everything out. So I'm going to select PC01 because I want this USB to be mounted into the virtual machine. The Windows media creation tool is getting a couple things started and ready. So we're going to let that do its thing. It looks like PC01 just got the flash drive mounted. And I actually have this flash drive configured with an operating system because I constantly use my flash drives to like re-image things quickly. I mean, you are able to carry MDT, a media ISO, to boot into your MDT environment on a flash drive on the fly. You could do that if you want. All right. So let's go back in here. Flash drive is mounted. All right. So we got the license and terms. A lot of us don't even read this, but if you have the time, read it. Right? Oh shoot! This is, you can recover from Microsoft and its suppliers only direct damage up to US $5. You cannot recover any damage, including consequential loss, profit, special limitation on and exclusion of damage if any basis covered. Wow, I've never actually read the license and terms, but that caught me. The dollar sign caught me off guard. Like, wait a minute, I gotta pay. Whatever. So let's accept the license and terms. It's getting a few things ready. Once everything gets ready, you should have an option to pick the USB and you should be good to go. Now, while that's doing its thing, I already downloaded Rufus. And I actually had Rufus on one of those tabs. And let's go into my history because I had, here it goes, boop. So yeah, just make sure you're going to the correct website to download Rufus. I like using Rufus. A lot of people like using other things. I would definitely like to know what you guys use. So shoot it at the chat. What utility you like using when you create your bootable USB drives. I like to use Rufus. I know there's other ones out there, but I've been using this since forever. So this is the utility that I like to use. Just again, like a lot of third-party websites do advertise that they have this to download. I just make sure you're going to the correct website. This is the website. Just download it. So I already downloaded already beforehand. This website will give you a crap load of advertisements, so just close it. I'm going to go into my downloads and I'm gonna select Rufus 4.4. I'm gonna right click on it and I'm gonna run it as an administrator. So I'm going to install this while the media tool is getting itself ready. Let's click yes here. And again, you could do it whichever way you want. You could do the media creation tool or you could do Rufus. If you use Rufus, you need to download the Windows 11 image and Microsoft already provides that for you. So just download it. So do you want to allow Rufus to check for application updates offline? I'm going to say no for now. Best practice is yes, because you want to have the latest and greatest. And there it goes. Boom. Rufus is a portable exe file, meaning there's no installation. It's not going to drop into your programs and files folder. Wherever the exe file is located, it's going to stay there. And all you need to do is just double click on it. Typically what I would do with Rufus, I would drop it into my documents folder. I'll create a shortcut, put it into the desktop, double click on it, and then you're good to go. If it needs an update, if you hit yes, it will prompt you saying you're running an old version. Would you like to download the latest version? Hit yes. And another exe file will get downloaded, and just delete the old one and just use the new one. So it picked up the 16 gig flash drive, which is this guy right here. This is the name. Like I said before, I've used this flash drive many times to create bootable flash drives. And I think it's a Windows server boot. I feel like it's a Windows server operating system. Okay. So we could minimize this for now. Let's close our downloads folder. Let's open up our media, see where it's at. All right. So first thing that it is going to ask is select your language in edition, English. If you're speaking another language, pick it. Edition, you only have one edition, and that is Windows 11. That's what we want. Let's click on next. So it gives you the option. So choose which media to use. USB flash drive, it needs to be at least 8 gigs. We have that. Excellent. And or an ISO file. You need to burn the ISO file to a DVD later. So actually the wizard, the utility actually downloads the ISO file for you. So we're going to do the USB flash drive for now. It actually picked up the flash drive that we inserted. We're going to click next. It's going to get a few things ready. And you could do whichever way you want. You could use the media creation tool, which will actually get the flash drive ready for you, or you could download the image and use Rufus. It's all depends on what you want to do. Now, for Rufus, one of the cool things about Rufus is that when you're creating the flash drive within the Rufus environment, Rufus allows you to disable the core requirements for Windows 11. What do I mean about the core requirements? You're able to disable the option to check if TMP is at that particular version or it's enabled. You are able to disable if secure boot is enabled. You're able to customize your Rufus bootable USB to the point that it would bypass all that nonsense and install Windows 11. Hopefully a lot of you have experienced this, but if you haven't, I'm going to tell you, when you're installing Windows 11, right, and you don't have it customized to disable a lot of the checks like TMP, secure boot, and all that nonsense, it will not install. So with Rufus, it allows you to bypass all that nonsense and just install the operating system for you, which is pretty awesome. So right now it is 23%. Feel free to keep your PC using, feel free to keep using your PC, 24%. Again, this is like watching dry paint. But let's open up Rufus. And within Rufus, super easy. I'm not going to burn it with Rufus right away. So within here, we're going to click on the drop down for the boot selection. These are the options. You are able to leave the default as disk or ISO image. That's what we want. Let's click on select. And within select, we're going to go into the downloads folder and pick our Windows 11 23H2 image. This is it right here. Let's click on open. It's going to scan the image. Once it scans the image, it is going to give you this. Awesome. Boom. You're able to change the name, the volume label. This is up to you. Keep the partition schema as GPT. Target system is UEFI. Leave it there. Don't touch it. I said, for me, don't touch anything. Just leave it. Leave everything the way it's supposed to be. Don't bother it. And just click on start. And once you click on start, it will prompt you a couple of things. It's going to warn you. Yeah, it's TPM. What did I say? TP? Did I say TMP or TPM? I forget. Old mind, old memory. Thank you so much, H2V. Hopefully I said TPM, right? It's the core requirement TPM 2.0. I know Microsoft has changed the core requirements for processors. That's constantly being changed. Your machine has to be in a specific tier of processors. I think if you're running third generation Intel processors, it won't work. You have to have a fifth or sixth or seventh or whatever. I know that requirement with Windows 11 changes a lot. The TPM, thank you so much. Thank you. Thank you, Connolly. Jeff, like Jeff with a D, Def. I'm horrible with names, so I apologize if I killed it. Yeah, so yeah, TPM, but I think it's version 2.0 you need to have to install Windows 11 properly. Yeah, I think it's 2.0 and it needs to be enabled. That's like one of the core requirements. And you're able to bypass that stuff with Rufus. All right, so back on the desktop. Let's minimize this because this is ready for me to hit start. But we actually have a couple of things going. Verify your download. So with the media tool, it's actually going to download content for you. So that's one of the things I do not like about the Windows Media installation tool. It's this process right here. It's just another, it's another step that you have to wait. It's like watching paint dry, and I hate this process. That's why I personally recommend downloading the ISO image, getting Rufus or whatever utility you guys like to use, and select your image, and then you're good to go. Right now, it is verifying the download. So technically, within Rufus, I could click on start. Just go for it. Now, this is the cool thing I like about Rufus. Let me zoom in real quick. Boop. There we go. So customize Windows installation. So remove requirement for 4 gig plus RAM, secure boot, and TPM. I was saying what the hell I was saying? TMP. I'm going crazy. TPM. Yeah, TPM. It removes those core requirements: 4 gigs of RAM, secure boot, and TPM 2.0. Yeah, I'm getting crazy, guys. I'm out of my mind. It also removes the requirement for an online Microsoft account. I forgot about that damn requirement. If you dealt with installing Windows 11 manually, you have 2 options to bypass this. Well, is it 2 options? Well, 3. And the reason why I say 3, because the first option used to be telling the Windows 11 installation that you are joining the machine into a domain. It bypasses that. The second option is when you get to the point that you need to log in, you need to hit a certain command to bring up command prompt, and then you have to type in, I forgot the command. I did a short on this, but there's a certain command that you do on the command prompt, and what's going to happen is it's going to restart and bypass that option. That's 2. And what was the third option? Yeah, I think those are the two options. I know Microsoft, depending on what Windows 11 version or flavor that you're pushing out, are you pushing out Pro, Home, the option to join to a domain is not there. So the only option that you have will be 2. Doing that special command to bring out the command prompt, typing in that command. I forgot what was the command. It's something OOBE something. Once you enter it, you hit enter. It's going to restart the machine, bypass the network part, and just allow you to continue. But for Rufus, it does it for you automatically. You don't have to worry about it. So definitely leave those 2 options there. Everything else, you don't need to do that. You are able to create a local account user, which is pretty awesome. If you don't want to use the local administrative account, you're able to create an account here. That's pretty awesome, but we're not going to do that. And it looks like the media tool is creating Windows 11 media already. So let's see. Let's take a look. Because it's 6% already. But is it using the flash drive or is it downloading content? No, I don't think it's doing anything. Yeah, it's creating Windows media. Yeah, this thing is going to take forever. But for Rufus, I'm just going to click OK. It's going to give me a warning. Let's check out the warning real quick. And the warning says all data on device, blah, E drive, 16 gigs would be destroyed. Yeah, everything that you have in the flash drive will be gone. So if you have stuff inside that flash drive, make sure you back up that flash drive. If not, you are able to just click OK here. And it's going to be deleting all the partitions. We have the media creation tool. Progress is 6%. This is like watching paint dry. So holy moly, that sucks. And you have Rufus already deleting, creating the partition. Look how fast is it? Like, which one would you go? Which one would you do? I would definitely do the Rufus option. It's just quicker, faster, easier. Why not? Yeah. It's already creating the file system. 11 out of 12 has been completed. I'd rather do the Rufus. Just download the image. Once you download the image, download Rufus, launch it, select your image. If you want to give your device a name, give it a name, a volume label name is up to you, and you're done. With the Windows Media Creation tool, it's just going to take a long time. Either one will do the same thing, but I feel like Rufus is the way to go. It's faster, it's much easier, and it's just simple. Right now, it's copying the ISO files into that USB drive that I have in there. There goes our USB. Remember, I don't know if you caught it, but when I had the Windows File Explorer, I had 2 drives. My drive disappeared because Rufus is doing its thing. This just bumped up 1 more %. Yeah, it is creating. It is creating. Oh, okay. All right. So yeah, this could also be a video who's faster versus Rufus versus the Windows media creation. I would definitely go with Rufus. It looks like Rufus is the winner, hands down. Come on, download the image. Once you download the image, select the image within Rufus, insert your flash drive, good to go. Windows Media creation tool, it just takes too long because it needs to download stuff to install it into the flash drive. All right, so let's check out the comments. Today's video, this episode was super smooth, super easy. We're done. Once the flash drive is up and running, you take it and then you're good to go. Hook it up to a machine, get into BIOS, depending on what brand you have. I think Dell is either F1 or F2, something like that. Change the boot order to the flash drive, boot into the flash drive, install the operating system. I'm not going to do that during this episode. Hopefully you guys know how to do that. If not, shoot me a comment somewhere and let me know you want me to do a video. But that's pretty self-explanatory. Hopefully you guys understand that stuff. Media tool, again, it's one of those things. It's downloading the content before it hits the flash drive. I definitely go with Rufus all the time. Okay. I'm gonna look at some of the comments and we're gonna end it because today is a really smooth and easy one. So let's see. Main business in Microsoft is cloud, Azure, on-premise products still mainly reserved by medium/enterprise customers is identity kind of services. System Center Suite would be faded away soon or shifting and offered by clouds. That's yeah, I kind of agree with you. A lot of the services that we manage online, on premise, like deployment and stuff like that, is being transitioned to the cloud. Kind of sucks though that that's happening because it changes the dynamics. I mean, a lot of us old school people have learned a lot of these on premise applications, and now everything is in the cloud. So we gotta learn something new. We gotta learn about cloud services. We gotta learn about SaaS. It's just so much that you have to keep up to date with this stuff. Howdy, ADM. I never heard of that utility. ADM. Never heard of that utility. Are you looking to have persistent data on the drive or just boot and set up image? Well, for this video, for this process, it's just set up, copy the image into a flash drive, have the flash drive to be bootable, and that's it. Typically, if you want to have more of what you're talking about, would be more of like in a Linux environment. Because this is like a straightforward, just have the flash drive ready with Windows 11, just hook it up to a machine, boot into the flash drive and start the installation and you're done. That's it. That's what the flash drive is. If you want to take it to another level, you are able. But I haven't heard about Ventoy. Is Ventoy, is that the utility that customize your flash drive to have multiple OSs to boot into, and then it gives you like a nice little splash page, and then you're able to pick which operating system you want to boot into? I'm trying to remember because I feel like I've heard about that utility. I definitely will take a look at it. Okay. So the name, yeah, the name kind of sparks something. Uh, I definitely take a look at it. Like I'm like one of those stubborn old school people. Like I've used Rufus. You know, it's if it's not broken, why fix it? It's just it works. It's one of those utilities that is constantly evolving and it always keeps itself up to date, which is a plus. I've seen utilities that work and the developer or creator, whatever you want to call them, that create these utilities typically don't keep them up to date. And it kind of sucks because if stuff works, you know, and it works out for everyone, keep it up to date. But Rufus is one of those utilities that just works. But Ventoy, Ventoy, I would definitely take a look at that because I feel like I've seen it before, but it never caught my interest before. So I'm got my little notebook and I'm writing notes down. I'll take a look at it. So I appreciate that, ADM. I don't want to kill your name. Appreciate the feedback. All right, so all right, so Rufus is doing his thing. It is at 9.6%. Windows Media is at 9%. I'm not gonna keep you guys all day looking at paint dry. Well, it just bumped up to 10%. But yeah, I think we're done for today. Hopefully you guys enjoyed this episode. Super sweet, super chill today. Hopefully next week we could have something more intense. And that's it, guys. Hopefully you guys enjoy today's episode, and I catch you guys on the next one. Peace out. All right, so how do I end this? Because I always forget. Always forget how to end this. Was that the button? No. All right, so I'm gonna end it right here, right now. Now. All right, guys. Later.